What's something, I love what you said about figuring things out, because I actually think when we're sharing, when we're figuring things out, they're more relevant. It's almost like when you figure something out perfectly and then you teach it,
Right.
it's kind of doesn't feel as real to everyone who's learning. But like you said, like when you're trying to navigate life and you're making mistakes and you're failing, and that's the same with me. Like I'm always sharing that everything I'm sharing in my videos is stuff that I've been through and I'm working through and figuring out. What's something you're trying to figure out right now? Like what's something that you've been reflecting on right now?
Oh, goodness, my life. No. There's nothing specifically I can pinpoint. I absolutely love being a mom. It's one of my favorite things. And, about under a year, I would say about 8 months ago, I've had a breakup. And so figuring out, I think people are so good at distracting. And I've really chosen to not distract myself or to try to not distract myself. Maybe people can say true would be a distraction, but if anything, she's a healthy distraction. And I love, I haven't jumped into dating. I don't care to date right now. I'm not in a rush for it. I feel so good in my life. And I don't really need much else. And so something that I'm focusing on is just making sure that I process everything. I think, especially in my family, we're good at moving on. Like we have very big forgiving hearts. We just move on, but we don't really talk about things that happened. And I don't really know if that's healthy or not. And so for what I went through with my breakup, I forgive Tristan. I don't think he's a bad person. I think we all make mistakes. We're humans, but it's only going to hurt me if I'm holding on to this anger and playing this victim role. I don't believe in being a victim. I believe in, okay, this happened to me. Let's figure it out. Let's push through it. And maybe if I'm open and honest about it, it can help other people feel like it's okay. We're all human. We're all going to get through things, but you also can't condemn somebody else for just either sinning differently than you did, or I just feel like we're all so quick to, exile people, and it's just so heavy to me. And so something that I'm just focusing on is making sure I'm healed from that, or as much as I can, and try to understand it as much as I can. And then don't distract myself right now. And so I just try to have a lot of me time in the mornings. And that's where I kind of filter through that, I think.
Hearing that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, just listening to you say that, I was like, wow, what a beautiful place to be in.
Thank you. I feel really good.
Yeah,
I
can hear that.
I do. And I'm proud of myself, because I think so many people, it's natural to almost be the victim. It's natural when especially when you're on this platform and the whole world is like, oh, I feel so bad for you. It's like, okay, thank you. But this has also happened to, I'm sure, hundreds of other people before. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, I'm not going to die. We're all fine. And I want to show my daughter that it's okay. And it's a beautiful thing to also forgive her dad. He's a great person. It's, maybe him and I weren't compatible or whatever on that way, but that's okay. Nobody's going to die here. And I always want True to be surrounded by love. And I know babies feel energy. We feel energy. And I just want her to always feel just bliss as much as I can.
That's so incredible.
I know it's not realistic every day, but as much as I can control it, I feel like it's my mama bear job to control it. I think so.
Yeah. Well, when I'm hearing you say that, I'm feeling the energy of what you're saying. And to me, it sounds like I don't think what you're presenting is an ideal impossible. I think what you're presenting is a very real opportunity to say, it's my child. I want her to have this environment. And I'm going to work really hard for her to have this environment, whatever that means.
Oh, it's hard.
Right? Yeah,
of course it's not easy for me. It's it would be easier for me to keep my daughter away and be like, no, because you hurt me. But he never hurt True. You know what I mean? Him and I have our own relationship, and then Tristan and True have theirs. And I will never come in between that. I don't believe in that. But I attest that to my parents were incredible co-parenters. From what I know, my mom and my dad, I'm sure, fought all the time, not around us. I would never know. My sister Courtney and he's like my brother, Scott, they're incredible co-parenters. And as long as it's not hurting you in any way, if this was hindering Courtney's growth or if it hinders my growth, then you have to also put yourself first because you are, in fact, taking care of your children. But if it's not hindering you or hurting you in any way, I think it's important to work on all relationships.
Yeah, I read somewhere the other day that kind of, I feel really articulates what you're saying. It said, letting go is hard, but holding on is harder. And that's the choice almost that we have in these tough situations. And the way you're sharing it is just amazing, by the way. Like I'm
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in awe. I think it's incredible.